at question 8, he's saying here is a list of numbers, -7, -5, and so on. Find the largest positive, take care of the whole positive number, form it from these numbers if we multiply them together. So if you look at the numbers, the only numbers will give you the largest number is -7 times -5. And as we said before, during multiplication or division, when the two numbers are having same signs, the two numbers or three numbers or h or any numbers, when they have same signs, the answer is always positive. While during multiplication or division, when they are having different signs, the answer is always negative. So if we look at the question, he's asking me to find from all of these numbers, two numbers can give me the biggest. They will be -7 times -5, which is equal to 35. And if we subtracted them from each other, will give me the biggest, are -6 and 7. Why? Because 6 subtracted from -7, we discussed before, negative with negative will be changed into positive, so the answer is 30. Let's look at number 9. He's asking me to work out the halfway between 1/3 and 1.5. Halfway between anything, if I have something called A and the other called B, when you get the halfway between A and B, you take A, add it to B, and divide them by 2. This is the rule of the halfway. So let's see how can we solve something like this. You want me to find the halfway between 1/3 and 1 and 1/2. Okay, so first I need to add these two numbers or two fractions. No, this is a fraction, this is a mixed number. Then divide them by 2. We said before, to add or to deal with a mixed number, you must first change it into an improper fraction by multiplying the denominator and add it to the denominator. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 it's 3/2. So I'm having 1/3 added to 3/2. So I'm adding here two fractions. I cannot add them unless I'm having two same denominators. Multiplying by 2 up and down, multiplying by 3 up and down, it will give me 2/6 plus 9/6, which is 11/6. This 11/6, I want to divide it by 2. To divide by 2, that means it's 2/1, and we said to divide by 2, it's needed to be changed into multiplication. And we know that when we change it into multiplication, we reciprocal the fraction on the right hand side, which is 1/2, multiply up by up and down by down, it will be 11/12, and this is the halfway between these two fractions. Of course, if you do not understand what I said, get the video a bit right and you will understand it again. Okay, let's start looking at question 10. He's saying, write 483.7 divided by 100. We know that divided by 100 means divided by 10 to the power of 2. So 483.7 will be shifted to 2 decimal places to the left. So it's going to be 4.837. And the second one, he says number 0.27 multiplied by 0.1. We know that 0.1 means 10 to the power of -1. And we know when we multiply by 10 with the negative power, we also move left. So the answer is 0.927. As for the last one, I can see that he is dividing by 0.001, which means dividing by 10 to the power of 1, 2, 3, 10 power -3. When we divide by negative power, we move to the right. So the answer is, I know that the question is 1506. We are going to be shifted for 3 decimal places. So 1, 2, 3. So it's 15060. If we look at number 11, it gives me, write 276.5246 corrected to 2 decimal places. I can see that the number is 276.5246, and he wants me to round to the second decimal place. Please concentrate in this part. When we round, we go to the decimal place. Second decimal place is 2. Beside the 2 there is a 4, which is a strong weak number, so it won't affect it. So the answer is 276.52, and this is two numbers will be removed without replacing them by zeros. Then he asked me to write correctly the second significant figure. The second significant figure is 7, beside it 6. So it's a strong number, so 7 will be increased by 1, so it's 280, and of course after the decimal points we do not put a 0. Let's look at number 12. He asks me to change 236 as a mixed number. If I have 236, so here is 23, and here we'll put a 6. In the table of 6, the nearest number to 23, or the nearest multiple to 3, is 18. So here I put 3, and we will subtract 18. 18 minus 23 gives 5. So according to the rule, 3 will be written alone, and this will be written up, and this will be written down. So 23 over 6 in a form of a mixed number will be 3 and 5 over 6. Let's look at 12b. He asked me to write 1 over 8 of 96. The meaning of 1 over 8 of 96 means 1 over 8 of means multiplication of 96. So the word of means multiplication. How can I multiply a fraction with a number? I can deal that this number, its denominator, it's 1, and we always multiply up by up and down by down. So 96 over 8, which is 12. Let's look at number 13. He's saying complete in between the numbers which is greater or smaller or equal. I have in the first one 70% compared to 7 over 10. We all know that from the previous years that 70% means 70 over 100, which is 0.7. And you also know that 7 over 10, it means that the decimal point will be shifted only for one time, so it's 0.7. So that means that both of them are equal. The second one, I have 15 over 100 and 1 over 5. Of course, to compare two fractions, I must have two same denominators. I have here 100. I can let this 5 100 by multiplying by 20. So what's happened down happens up. So I can compare between 15 over 100 and 20 over 100. Which is greater? Of course, 20 over 100. So 1 over 5 is greater than 15 over 100. If we look at number 14, he is asking me to subtract these two numbers, 304.7 subtracted from 156.2. Of course, adding or subtracting decimals is very easy. All you are going to do is to subtract each digit with the same one. So 7 minus 2 is 5. 4 minus 6 I can't. I need to borrow 1. So I borrowed from here 1, so it's 2. So this is 10. I will borrow 1, so it's 9. Then 14. 14 minus 6 gives 8. 9 minus 5, 4. 2 minus 1, it's 1. So the answer is 148.5. All I need to say is, while subtracting, comparing, or addition of decimals, you must have same number of digits after the decimal point, and we'll see examples like this. If we look at 14b, he wants me to divide 112.5 divided by 7, and he asked me to make the answer at the two decimal places. So we are going to start using the long division method. I will put here 125 and here the 7, starting by the 12. 12, the nearest multiple in 7 is 7, so I'll put here 1, subtract by 7. 12 minus 7 gives 5, and this 5 will go down. In table 7, the nearest multiple to 55 is 7 times 7, so here I'll put 7, and here I'll subtract 49, so it will give 6. To borrow a 0, I will start putting my decimal point. so a 0 is put in here. The nearest multiple to 60 is 8, so minus 56, it gives 4, add another 0. The nearest one to 40 is 5, so minus 35, 5, and so on. This is called an endless division. It won't end, but I will stop until here because he wanted me to round it at the second decimal place. So the answer of this division will be shifted 1 decimal point according to this number. So the answer is 1.785. He asked me to round it at the second decimal place, so at 8. The number beside 8 is strong, so this 8 will increase by 1. So the answer is 17.9. Let's look at the other example. Number 15, he asked me use only these numbers to complete this one. He wants me to find from these numbers a factor of 12 and the multiple of 15. Let's remember what's the difference between a factor and a multiple. Factor is the two numbers multiplied by each other to form this number, while the multiple, it's when I take a number multiplied by another, there is a number out, like 4 times 1 gives 4, 4 times 2 gives 8, and so on. So 4 and 8 are called the multiples of 4. So if we look at 15a, I can see that some numbers, and they want me to find the factors of 12. So I can see that 6 and 3 are the factors of 12. Why? Because 6 times 2 gives 12, and 3 times 4 gives also 12. So 3 and 6 are called factors of 12. If we look at the double I, you want multiples of 15. What the meaning of multiples of 15? 15 when multiplied by something, give me any of these numbers. Yes, 30 and 60. Why? Because 15 times 2 gives 30, and 15 times 4 also gives 60. In number B, he asked me the cubic root of 125. Of course, if you study the cube numbers, it will be a very, very easy question. So cubic root of 125 gives 5. This is I. Then I have here 2 to the power of 4. And let's know the difference between 2 power 4 and 2 times 4. 2 power 4 means 2 times itself for 4 times, while 2 times 4 means 2 plus 2 plus 2 for 4 times. So this is 16, while this one is 8. Please take care of this mistake. And the triple I, he gives me 5 power 0, and we said before that anything power 0 always have the 1. Let's see a question that must come in the exam. Show the prime factors or show the product of prime factors. Each one has a different answer. You must deal with them. If you look at 232, we need to simplify it. So I'll start making my stick and start dividing it. 232, I can divide it by 2. Let's make the long division method. 232 divide by 2. How can we divide it? 2 with 2, so 2, 1, subtract 2, give 0, borrow 3, I need 2, so I need also 1, so minus 2 gives 1, borrow 12, so 6, 12, 0, 0, so it's 116. I can divide this 116 divide by 2, it will give 58, divide by 2, it will give me 20, 25, add 4 to give me 29. 29 is a prime number, so I will divide it by 29 to give me 1. So the prime factors of these numbers, or to show the prime factors, I used only 2 and 29. While the product of prime factors, I used 2 for how many times? 3 times, so it's 2 power 3 times 29. So the difference between showing the prime factors and showing the product of prime factors, showing the prime factors, you show me the prime factors you used, which is 2 and 29. To show me the product of prime factors, I start writing 2, I use it for 3 times, so 2 power 3 times 29. Of course, when you find the prime number, it's only divided by itself to give you this one, and you must always end with 1. Let's look at this example to find the highest common factor and the lowest common multiple. I put here 24 and here 36 and start solving them. 24 divided by 2 gives 12, 2 gives 6, 3 gives 2, 2 gives 1, 36 divided by 2, 18, 3, 6, 2, 3, 3, 1. Of course, we only use here prime numbers. We do not use, they're only prime numbers. Okay, I need to find the HCF and the LCM. The highest common factor, how can you find the highest common factor here? By taking every two repeated numbers and take only one of them. So this 2 and 2 I will take 2, this 2 and 2 I will take only one from them, and this 3 and this 3 will be cancelled and I will take one of them. We multiply them all by each other. 2 times 2, 4 times 3 gives 12. To find the LCM, I take my highs as it is, multiplied by the leftovers. The leftovers are 2 and 3, so times 2 times 3, 12 times 2, 24, times 3, the answer is 72. Please, I do not want to see any mistakes considering these questions again. Okay?